IBB. It is IBB Gary, and I am here with a very special guest, the one, the only, Chad Gourley. All right, we've been trying so long to get Chad in here, but he is such a busy person between all the different things that he does with business and his personal life with his training and everything like that. You're going to hear a lot about all that good stuff, but we are super excited here at Team IBB to have you finally doing your hashtag IBB Top 3 Trilogy.
I'm excited to be here too, Gary. I'm not gonna lie. Finally, you guys got me nailed down to get time to get in here. It's definitely been a long time coming between us. That's for sure.
We booked this like months in advance because we knew that we were all going to have a lot of stuff coming up with work and with the community. Chad is a huge help to the Willoughby community. He helps literally every time that I'm out there doing something for an event. Chad is there before me. So
I don't know about that. Yeah, right? Let's not push it too much. Like, I see you a lot though.
Every time.
Every morning at Fiona's, I feel like I see you, right?
We're always running into each other at Fiona's in the hashtag community corner.
Exactly.
So tell Team IBB and all of our viewers a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend, Chad.
Okay, you can ding the bar down a little bit there. We don't have to put it
I'm
up there.
keep raising
keep it down there. All right, make it a little bit, setting the bar a little high. So for me, I work for a company called Torva Local. We specialize in marketing research, marketing strategy, website design, content marketing. These areas that are kind of, I guess, the new age of marketing, more modern style of marketing, and more focused on the digital side. As far as what my role is, I'm the director of marketing. So pretty much, let me put it this way, that's a title, but I wear many hats when I do this.
Yes.
When it comes down to it, I mean, obviously as small business owners, most people know, and working in small businesses, you have many hats that you have to wear. The nice thing is that we've worked in refined processes to make ourselves so we're not wearing so many hats, and we're all being focused. So it helps make it a more efficient team as far as that goes.
No, that's awesome.
As far as me, I mean, I think we're going to get into a little bit of what my life is like and what I do when we go through these.
Yes.
And talking about some of the top three keys to success. So, I mean, I guess when we get to those points, we'll get to some of the things I do in my life, personal life, some of my community involvement, some of the work that I do. So.
Absolutely. No, let's dive right in.
Okay.
Right?
All right, let's dive in. So today I kind of want to preface what my three keys to success are with looking at how everyone's vision of success is different, and then what my idea of success is. So for me, when I look at success, I look at happiness, healthy, having integrity in your life, your family and friends, having them around you, having a good support system around you, having a career that you're excited about. When you wake up in the morning and you're like, yes, I'm going to work today. Like, I know it's kind of weird. People are probably like, whoa, this guy, he's excited to go to work. There's something wrong with him. I'm not going to disagree with you. There probably is something wrong with me. It's also about success is pursuing your dreams until you die. I mean, for me, it's about dream big, set goals, and then take action to make that all happen.
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a really simple process to make whatever your dream is, whatever your passions are. That's a really simple way for you to just put it all into action.
Yeah.
And a lot of people sometimes they just don't have the time, or they don't take that time to do that sometimes. When I look back,
or they even skip steps.
Yes.
Right. So they're right to the action, but they don't know why, or what they're aiming at.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So going through these three steps or these processes is going to help define how you feel about everything, and then why you go about everything, and then why do you work so hard, who you doing it for, why are you doing it, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I look at things and I say I want to look back at life and have no regrets. There's nothing that I didn't do that I wanted to do, and there's nothing that I did do that I didn't come to peace with, that I may have made some mistakes with.
Right.
I look at it, I'm not sure, are you familiar with a guy named Prince E?
Prince E?
Yeah,
No.
It's Prince and then it's EA. You should really look his stuff up. It's really, really motivational. But
Okay.
There's a really good video that talks about how everyone dies, but not everyone truly lives. I'm sure you may have heard of that concept and that
100%.
whole mindset.
Yep.
But it really hits home with me because I think a lot of people don't realize that life is more than going to your job every day, working a 9 to 5, getting a paycheck, coming home, paying bills, and just doing the same cycle over and over every day.
Right.
You got to add some excitement. You've got to challenge yourself. You've got to embrace the things that you're passionate about. And sometimes, and I guess I've actually have a look at when you talk about dreams. Sometimes people say, I want to follow my dream, but I almost sometimes feel that your dream chooses you, but you choose whether or not to follow that dream.
Oh, man, Can you say that one more time?
I don't know. That was right off the top.
That was huge.
So I feel that your dreams. Well, let me put it this way. I feel that you don't choose your dreams. Your dreams choose you. It's just whether you choose to follow them or not. Now, everybody has dreams of what they want to do, but maybe that's not even the right fit for you.
Right.
You know, and I think that if we all take a step back and look at what we were put on this earth for and what we were great at, if we all could just take that step back and see, let's follow our passion, let's follow our dream, the dream that was set out for us.
Yeah.
If we can do that, I think obviously this world would be working in a much more efficient and better place.
Absolutely.
And everybody'd be more happy, right? I hope that maybe, you know, by leading by example in some ways that we can make this happen. I mean, so that's my definition of success. I would say that, you know, everyone's success, I mean, and obviously you've seen this from the videos you've made, but everyone's definition of success is going to be different.
Completely different.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be similarities between you and I. There's going to be differences between you and I.
Of course.
Some people base it off money, status, the family, you know, God, happiness, their health. I mean, the list can go on forever with something like that.
Of course.
And I think also as well, it's something that we constantly work towards. There's things today, they're going to matter, and you're going to look at that like the successes today. But in 40 years from now, when you're lying on your death, well, I hope not 40 years because I won't be that old yet. But, you know, 40 years from now, 50 years.
In a while from now.
You know, when I'm old and gray and I'm looking back and then I'm on my deathbed and I'm sitting there saying like, okay, what is success defined to me at that point?
Yeah.
And when I think about that now, I think that helps me set myself up for the future to be better. To where
100%.
I start looking at things, what's going to matter when I'm 60, 70, 80? I mean, if I live to be 90 or 100, my family's got some longevity. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes. I might be up in
1
there.
million.
Yeah, I don't know about that long. That's going to be some experience in my life. I'll have some stories to tell.
But, you know, that brings me to a good point. James and I often kind of coined this phrase, it's legacy over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what we're put on this earth to do. And through Team IBB, we use this as a platform to share, you know, what we feel our biggest purpose in life is to help lift others, help maximize others' lives, helping everyone maybe get to that next level if they want to, but just show them that there is possibilities and if you take action. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking and take action and just watch what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, big thing, legacy over everything. And it's like everyone's going to... I think about that movie, Big Fish. You ever seen that?
Not
It's
familiar.
from, like,
Maybe I've seen it, but I...
Early 2000s, but, like, it was a story about this grandfather who was sick on his deathbed. And then everyone was coming to his funeral and to visit him and everything like that while he was sick. And all they could remember were the good stories about how, you know, they went through these incredible adventures. And then it gets all like crazy with like magic and weird stuff. But like overall, the story was these folks they remember, you know, how he left this earth and like how he made people feel. Like that was his legacy, and then everyone had these incredible stories and adventures to share about it. And I was like, oh, this is a beautiful film. So go check it out, Big Fish. It's a little bit an oldie but goodie.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely will probably
Yeah,
look at
that's a
that
good
video.
one. It's a good one.
I mean, you actually just made me think about something. Last year I lost my grandmother, and she was...
Sorry.
It happens.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate, but I will tell you, it was one of the most... As hard as death is, it was one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. She was so content with her life, and I've never seen someone so content with their life to be excited to go on to the next stage. Like, she had no regrets. I remember, like, she knew that her time was coming within days. And even in the last days that I saw her, it was to the point where she still smiled, and she was still to the point where she's like, I just want to go see my husband, my grandfather, obviously. And it was just... I hope that I can go out like that.
Yeah.
I hope that I can go out on my terms. I think everybody would hope that they can go out on their own terms.
Right,
and I think to an extent we have some control over that, as long as we don't look back in life and just regret the things that we... I think, and again, going back to that Prince E side of it, and it really made me think when I was watching the video was, you know, a lot of people, when they did a survey in this video, and they talked about it in the video, they said that, you know, a lot of people don't go back and regret the things that they did. They regret the things that they didn't do.
Right, 100%.
And that's one thing. If there's one thing that I mean, that's not even in the key to success, I guess you would say. Yeah, we didn't even get there yet. But if there's one thing that I could say that you could look back on life and say, it's just, if you want to do something, do it.
Go for
and we'll
it.
talk about a little bit more about what I'm going to do today that I've wanted to do for like 10 years, but we'll get to that, you know. But But I guess that it kind of moves me into my first key to success, though. Number one, bringing it down.
Hit him with it.
Yeah. So my first one is you've got to live outside your comfort zone. Like that's where life begins. Like that's where life begins. That's where life is the most exciting. That's where you challenge yourself. That's where you're able to find your passions and follow those dreams and really start doing something that excites you every day. I mean, for me, when I started living out, we'll just talk about living outside the comfort zone. Some of the things that I've done just in my short time of being involved in my career and everything like that, and what it's brought to me. So one of the big things is I graduated from CSU. I had a marketing degree. And, my focus was going to be marketing. Well, when I came to downtown Willoughby and I started working with Torva Local, my objective was to get involved with the community and start reaching out to the community, start building relationships, letting people know who we are, what we do. If they have problems in the world that we serve and the people that we help, that they can come to us. Well, it actually got me wrapped up in doing a lot of events, which I had no experience in at all. I'd never planned an event in my entire life. I picked up my first event, which was...
You're darn good at it now, right?
Yeah. I think I could build that's a fallback career. We'll call it that, right? Or maybe a next step in life.
There you go.
But so I got involved with an event. It was called Miracle on Erie Street.
Okay.
Speaking of that event, I actually brought something for you today. I got a T-shirt. This is for the event every year. I brought this for you.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So we actually had these made by GV Artwork in downtown Willoughby.
Okay.
They did an awesome job.
Oh.
So I brought that. I got one for James, but obviously he's not here at the moment. So
who cares about James?
Yeah. He obviously wasn't here this morning, right?
Yeah, right?
But
Dude,
it's a really cool event.
Really cool.
And it's the first weekend in December. It starts with the tree lighting in downtown Willoughby.
Yes.
And it goes throughout the entire weekend, a whole schedule of events.
Thank you.
That's a side note, I guess you would say, for the event itself. I got involved with that. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, someone said they started the event the year before, and they weren't able to follow up and continue doing it that year. So I was like, well, I'll take it on. This is something my way of giving back. This is my way of contributing. Well, did I not know what I was doing?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know how am I going to get
into
sponsorships. Do I have anything? Do I have any skill sets in event management? No, not at all. I could say it was one of the most stressful points in my life was putting that together, because I remember like weeks going into it. There were nights I wasn't sleeping. It's like work, event, and just dedicating my time. Well, needless to say, I got through that event. It went well. I learned a lot. I learned that I need to bring in people who know what they're doing to do specific aspects. That's a big part of life, especially. And if you're looking at business, if you're looking at anything, it's like you may not be good at something, and you may never be good at something. Find people that are, because that will help you
out there
immensely.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it goes into. I mean, it just compounded from there. I went and I got involved with the Willoughby Rib Burn Off, and when the first year I was involved with the Willoughby Rib Burn Off, we brought in Scene Magazine, we brought in another group to help manage the event, and that was the year they had Frankie Ballard perform in the middle of the street. Probably one of the most awesome things I'd seen. They shut down the streets in downtown Willoughby and bring a performer that night. I mean, the next night, the guy's winning a Billboard award. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
And learning that scale of an event, I'm like, wow, this is awesome to see how this works. And then it goes into, okay, well, I get involved with the Arts Fest. And next thing you know, I'm helping manage the Arts Fest. So those have been 3 events that like helped me build. I stepped outside my comfort zone. I was scared. I mean, I finally got to the point where probably last year at Miracle on Erie Street is when I started feeling very comfortable inside these events. And then I was like, okay, well, what can I do to push myself and make myself a little bit uncomfortable then? So we did some different things with the Rib Burn Off. We really stepped up a lot of things with the Arts Fest this year. And I mean, I'd have to say, not just from my opinion.
It was
awesome. You did?
Yeah,
you liked it? That's what I like to hear.
It was huge.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge.
It's huge.
It really was. I want to give a quick shout out to the Immortal Nerd. I'm obviously a big comic book nerd, and James and I have actually supported some of his earlier works, and we see him at comic book conventions all the time.
Oh yeah.
So Paris, you're the man. You're awesome, and thank you. Great stuff out there. But like it was really cool for me and my wife and Quinn to just walk into the streets of Willoughby, because I've been to other Arts Fests like a decade ago, right? And I remember all the way back to just watching this, maybe not quite a decade ago, but you know what I mean? Like years ago, just seeing how it's developed and it's grown, and it's gigantic now. You guys rock and rolled it this year, but it was really cool to see. For me, because I'm a huge comic book nerd, was like, oh, Immortal Nerd right there. That's my guy. All right, awesome. And it was cool because it was something familiar, that I get to see in our very own streets of downtown Willoughby. So it was like, that's really cool. Look how great everybody is like pulling together, and it was filled with people. You guys did an amazing job this year.
I appreciate
Great job.
I
Yeah.
gotta give some credit to the committee and everybody else, the
Oh, yeah.
Western Lake County Chamber of Commerce and everybody.
Amazing.
They did an amazing job just as a team and support. I mean, it was an awesome year. It was very humbling. It's my last year doing it. It's kind of like a bittersweet thing, like, but I've got a good team taking over.
That's
My
cool.
my co-chair Scott Mills, he's still involved, and then Nicole Gardner, who works with Lake Health. She's taking over my role. I don't think I'm gonna entirely walk away. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
right.
I mean, I feel very obligated to make sure
Sure.
that you kind of
Maybe
upraise it a little
maybe
bit.
you're
you know?
not the head of the whole thing. but
Yeah,
you're still
well, it's
gonna
like
help
you
out,
raise a child, right? In a way. I mean, I don't have any, but
A baby, yeah.
yeah, a baby.
And
It's
then
like
now it's
you help
grown
the
up.
baby grow. You can't just let it, just
Yeah,
fly and never
right.
see it again. You know.
Right. I get it. I
You
get
know?
it.
All right.
So, live outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add to that? Any more
Oh
examples?
yeah. Another example would be just my involvement in downtown Willoughby. I mean, again, going back to me getting involved there, there's so many different groups and organizations in downtown Willoughby, and we've started a group down there called the Downtown Willoughby Organization, and it's going to be a 501c3. It's again, I went into this and I was like, I just want to be involved with the community. I didn't necessarily want to like take on everything.
Yeah.
But I saw a need because I saw these other districts and what they were doing, and I'm like, well, they have a special improvement district, they have a community development corporation or a Main Street program. I'm like, why doesn't downtown Willoughby have this? Why don't we have a hired marketing director or director
Right.
of what happens here in downtown Willoughby? And I started seeing all these groups talking about similar things, similar ideals and similar goals, but they weren't necessarily communicating very well at this point in time. I think it was just because some of it was new to some people. There was obviously differences in the types of businesses that were involved in these.
Right.
But they all had very similar goals. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, what can we do to make this all work as a symbiotic relationship?
Right.
And how can we, with these other communities that are out there, how can we I guess almost look at it like compete with them, in the sense that what can we do to continue to raise the bar to get people to want to come here?
Yeah.
So I will say that there was a time that
And the first thing is to just get everyone on the same page.
oh yeah,
Right?
which is 3 years in the making. Okay,
Yeah.
it took some time, and we're finally getting to a point where our
You get
501c3 should
Same
come
chapter.
through.
How about that? Same
Yeah,
chapter.
yeah, same chapter in the same book.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget a time. There's a lot of people who didn't believe it could be done to bring all these things together because they've
Yeah.
tried in the past. And
Right.
I had sat down with the city. I'd sat down with all these groups. A lot of people was like, this isn't going to happen. It's not going to work. I'm like, well, I believe that it should work, and I think that it's great for the city. People started following it and started seeing it a little bit. I'll never forget a time I sat in the city hall meeting, and I was like, sitting around talking to them about this with some of the people in City Hall, and I was like, sometimes it just takes a village to make this all work, right?
Yeah.
Everybody working together. Then someone jumps up and they're like, or the village idiot that doesn't know any better, jokingly. And I'm like, I look at him like, so I guess I'm that village idiot. Got it. I'm the village idiot. I'm the village idiot. I got it. Okay. I'll be the village idiot. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's a good thing. If you don't know
Yeah.
any better, that doesn't mean you have any. You have no reserves. You have
Correct.
nothing to hold you back. Nothing to
Right.
stop you.
You haven't developed. There's nothing influencing anything. You're just like, well, why not? Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you're just like, it's been done. We should have it. It makes sense. Other
Yeah.
people think it should be done. Let's make this happen here.
Yeah.
So that's another aspect of it. I can tell you, marketing at one time for me was one of the most scariest things. I was an accounting and finance major, and I did it because I loved numbers and I was really good at numbers. That was going to be my world.
Right.
Completely found out a lot of different things about those worlds when I got into them.
Accountants, we have a great deal of respect
Exactly.
for you.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I
couldn't
took
do
an
it.
accounting course, and I was like, this might be the path that I want to go down to, because I do like numbers as well, but it is not for me.
No,
It
not
is
for me.
not for me, and not for you.
No,
Yeah.
no. So marketing was scary for me when I got into it. I was scared to death to give up and give a presentation. Like, I'll never forget my first presentation. I was just telling someone this last night when I was going over this. I was like, I got up and give my first presentation, and my whole body started shaking. Like, I mean, the whole classroom had to have been looking at me like, this kid is about to explode or something. Like, my body's just...
You're convulsing,
what am I
raging
going to do?
out.
Right? Well, it's just over time I built this in me. I was like, what actually makes it so you're able to be better at, doing this public speaking, doing the marketing, doing these things. And really for me, it was just overcoming that, and living outside my comfort zone in this world and saying like, this challenges me, this excites me. This brings something new to the table for me that it actually brought out what I feel is actually more of me than what I was going to in accounting and finance.
Isn't that cool?
It was awesome. I have to give some credit to my professor, Connie Golden, who kind of brought that out in me. I mean,
Shout out to
oh,
Connie.
Yes, yeah, she works at Lakeland. She was awesome. And then from there,
Lakeland.
yes, from there it just continued to compound. I love marketing. It's my passion. It's in my blood.
It's
I
that
mean,
first step, though. You have to be willing to take that first step, and you don't know what's going to be on the other side. It might be a cliff, but take it.
Oh yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I feel and I feel very positive about this, that 9 times out of 10 you take that first step, something amazing's going to be on the other side. And I know that sounds super cliche, but like it's honest. Like for an example, stepping outside your comfort zone, when my wife Amanda was pregnant with Quinn, in the middle of it, I switched careers. And it was like I left a very, very secure, sure thing to join Team IBB and make this whole thing into what it is today. So thank you to everyone watching and helping support this whole dream and idea. But it was the fact that, you know, our backs were against the wall essentially, because like everything was gonna change. And it's like we put all the eggs in the basket, you know, because I believed in it. You know, I knew that this was something that James and I could do together. We wanted to do together. It was just more or less like, how or when are we going to do it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then, just like you said, man, just, it's in your blood.
Oh,
This is a part of us more than we would have ever probably thought it would have been like when we started. So this is us to the core.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see it everywhere you guys are, man. You live it, you breathe it,
and that's what you have to do.
You do.
So thank you so much. This has been awesome. Can you believe, Team IBB, that there are 2 more videos coming that are going to be just like this, just as awesome? Chad, thank you so much for finally getting to it. Living outside your comfort zone. Stay tuned for the next 2 videos. They're coming right up. All right, guys. So until next time, stay burn proof.